What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Varsity Overland channel. Today, I'm going camping. No, it's not some crazy cross-country expedition. It's not some, several hour drive up into the mountains of Vermont or New Hampshire. It's literally 10 minutes from my home. So, yeah, sometimes, when life gets hectic and you don't have the time or sometimes even the energy to go on some crazy overland adventure, you need to do just enough to scratch the itch. And that's what's going to happen this afternoon. So, I'm probably not even going to be away from home for 15 or 16 hours. So I'm going to pack the bare minimum, not even bringing the dog. She just got a bath. She's clean. I'm just going to leave her alone. It's just going to be me heading out to the river, gonna meet up with a couple friends and just have a good time. So I got to get packing and yeah, stick around and just see what I'm up to. All right, people, well, I'm on my way to the campsite. This camp spot is actually a spot that my friends and I have used for like 15 years, maybe even longer, probably 17 or 18, something like that. But it's down by the river in the state forest, and technically it is private property. And I have mentioned in the past how I try to stay away from using private property for off-roading or camping or whatever, just because if I throw it on YouTube and it looks like a good spot, you guys can't use it. But at a moment's notice, last minute kind of situation, when my friends just want to get together for a night, go into the woods, camp, light a fire, all that kind of stuff, it's nice to have this place in mind. So someone will probably think something about it. Is it true overlanding, or is it just kind of like pitching a tent in your backyard? I am using the rooftop tent, I am using the truck. It is vehicular camping in the woods, but if there is a catastrophe or something goes wrong, I am only 10 minutes away from my house, and technically it's also private property. So bunch of caveats. I don't know. I also don't really care. You can make a judgment if you want to, but sometimes, this is what you do. So I packed the bare minimum. I tried to show you a few of the things that I threw into the truck. Honestly, most of that stuff I probably won't even use. I will admit that I do just go for all of my camping essentials, which is kind of nice. If you're like me, you just pack away all of your camping gear into the bins that you specifically use for your camping, your overlanding or whatever, and you just make sure they're stocked and you just leave them. And that's exactly what I do. So if I, you know, have a spur of the moment adventure that I want to go on, I can just grab all of my gear and it's all prepared. You know, I have all the bedding and stuff in the dry bag. I've got all my electronic gear inside of some Husky tool cases. You know, recovery gear in my Plano cases. I got all my kitchen set up inside my big camping Plano bin. You saw all of it. So, I mean, it's a really good idea. If you don't have that, you know, that part kind of down pat, you might want to invest in some material, some storage that you just constantly keep stocked. It just makes things a lot simpler. So then you don't have to dedicate, you know, a month planning for something as simple as, you know, a weekend getaway, or even a night. Anyway, so heading to the campsite, like I said 400 times. See you there. So I have arrived. I'm one of the first ones here. Campsite is pretty overgrown. It's not as well kept as it usually is. A couple 100 feet away from the river. We don't know if we're staying, to be perfectly honest. It is Memorial Day weekend, and you know, the trouble with private property is that if you know the owner, you can come down here and just kind of party all weekend, which is what one group is doing. They got chainsaws blaring, and there's a whole bunch of people. We don't know if we're going to stick around. We might try to go find another spot. Kind of sucks. This is a really beautiful spot. It's one of my favorites. Waiting for the rest of the crew to arrive. See what happens. All right, so we're doing it. We're staying. We're committing to the campsite. Starting to unload our firewood, collect some brush, and pop up the tents. I got to level the truck. Probably record Rob leveling his truck and opening his tent too. He's got a soft shell. You've seen it on the channel before. So yeah, just sit back and enjoy the show. So I'm one of those dum-dums that forgets some of the most important things when he's in a hurry to get out of the house and go on a little camping adventure. Got all my usual stuff thanks to my camping kitchen storage bin. Plates, utensils, condiments. But we got burgers and cheese, no buns. Well, morning, people. A little after 7 o'clock. The next morning, temperature was perfect last night. Down by the river, got a nice cool breeze rolling off. It's not that like humid, just sticky, hot, unbearable sleeping weather yet. It's still May, so it's still like cool spring nights. So yeah, sleeping was awesome last night. I didn't bother getting out my thick mattress that I lay down over the top of the ikamper's mattress. I just used the one that was already up here, and I mean it works. It works really well. We just like to spoil ourselves with the extra thick mattress that we put on top. I didn't bother doing that last night. But yeah, I'd say something I wanted to mention though, I tried to get a little footage of it earlier, but my camera has a hard time in the dark. The ikamper Skycamp 2.0, it keeps things fairly dark in here when all the windows are shut. And then just opening up a few, all the light comes in. I can see everything now. I got the skylight, and the front entrance is open. So yeah, don't know if I'll stick around the campsite too long, but either way, I'm gonna start packing up. These guys are always leaving at like the crack of dawn. As soon as they wake up, pack up their gear, they are gone. I don't mind sticking around and just kind of like enjoying the campsite for a little while. So I'll probably poke around a little bit. I have to tend to the fire, possibly make sure it doesn't start up again. And just enjoy it, because like I said earlier in my video, sometimes you don't have a whole lot of time to go on an adventure. So if I can get out here in nature for a little while, I'm going to enjoy it. Apparently these things are an endangered species, and they're all over the place. I heard someone called them lady slippers. I don't know if that's the real name for them, probably not like the scientific name for them, but they're all over here. And like I've said, I've been here for like 16, 17, maybe even 18 years using this camp spot. I've never seen them grow around here like this. All right, people, well, that's going to be it for today's video. Pretty simple, kind of a last minute trip. Just went into the woods by the river, hung out with some friends, had a fire, pitched the tent. Really simple stuff. I do definitely want to do a review of the ikamper in the very near future. So I've had it for, I think, over a year now. Maybe it's been, 13 or 14 months. It's got a lot of use, this ikamper Skycamp 2.0 that I have. Other than our usual kind of local trips, other than the trips up in northern New England, it's also been to the other side of the country. And I also want to detail that trip too. I'm going to post a video pretty soon about our cross-country road trip that we did last summer in June and July of 2021. It took us 5 weeks. We went from here to the West Coast, up the coast of California, through Oregon into Washington. We explored Colorado. We explored Montana, Utah. It was, it instantly made me fall in love with overlanding, probably for the rest of my life. So I want to detail that trip for you guys pretty soon. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. It's Memorial Day, 3-day weekend, and, there's a lot of other things going on. So got to get home, got to get some coffee, because that's something else that I forgot to bring with me. And yeah, thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, people.